think we all can agree lockdowns on NBA 2K24 are annoying. Even when it comes to steals, that might be the most annoying thing when it comes to playing this game, especially for a ball handler. It don't matter if you got gold unpluckable or Hall of Fame unpluckable. If a lockdown is in front of you and they have a decent steal rate, they're going to get it off you. It don't matter if you stand in front of them for a half a second, the ball is coming out your hands. And for the past few weeks, I've been messing around with my lockdown build and thinking of how I can make this build be able to ISO. And a few attributes that I seen about my lockdown that was going to be very useful when it comes to make an ISO lock was the speed, was my steal, my perimeter defense, my interior defense, and my block. Those are literally the main few attributes when it comes to defense that I was looking for. As I ended up making a 6'6", I wanted to make a little 6'6" that can get a bucket off the wing and still be able to get to the hole as an ISO build. Now, as of having a 91 steal and an 85 perimeter, I like where I was going. Then I noticed the strength, and I end up sending it to 71 as that's the bare minimum requirement to get bronze and movable force. Now, that badge definitely works when it comes to having clamps as well. It helps you get even more bumpier than you is with using clamps. So let's end up hopping into my player builder and show you these ISO lockdown builds. We're gonna have a 6'6", a 6'7", a 6'8", and a 6'9". As of the first build, it's gonna be 6'6". Now, with this being a 6'6", this is one thing I was trying so hard to get was a block on this build. As of being 6'6", it was kind of hard to try to get a block because I did put interior on this build. Every build you will see will have perimeter, steal, and interior, and it also will have a rebound. Now, when it comes to the shooting attributes, you're gonna see a little bit different than everything else when it goes higher in the height. But as it is, we're gonna go with the perimeter. The perimeter on this build is gonna go around 85. Now, 85 gets you the silver clamps, but if you're someone that wants to end up getting challenger on gold, you will see what you will have to do in the future. But when it comes to the steal, I told you guys 85, 91. That's the best two that you're gonna use for you don't overkill the build. So if you end up going 91, you get glove on gold, interceptor, and right stick ripper. But if you end up sacrificing that 91 and going 85 to get silver, you will be able to up your perimeter defense to 87 to get that challenger and that workhorse to go when you end up maxing out your stamina. Now look, I'm gonna start y'all out with the 85 perimeter with the 91 steal, but as of the interior defense, we're gonna go with 60. Now the 60 is definitely a nice little threshold you can go with. You're not always gonna guard ball, but even if you're in a 1v1 situation, you still can end up getting a stop in the paint. But for defensive rebound, we're gonna go with 60 as we get rebound chaser on bronze. But if you're someone that's trying to get a block on this build, it's gonna be very hard to do because you're gonna have a high three-pointer to get the certain badges that you need. Then you see for the physicals, we got an 86 speed. The 86 speed is gonna end up helping us get that speed booster on go, instead of us having our acceleration all the way up. Now, if you want to put your acceleration all the way up to like 86 or 87 acceleration so you get the speed booster instead and go 82 speed, you can. But as of this, I would recommend around 75 to the 80 threshold unless you want to end up getting blow-bys on gold, so you might have to have 83. When you upgrade your strength, all you need is a 55 to end up getting your strength. Actually, all you need is a 50 to end up getting them silver clamps, but I might as well go up to 71 so I can get that movable force so they can work together hand in hand. Now, as you see, we got the 60 vertical, 96 stamina. This is going to be our physicals that we're going to work with, but if you want to change the acceleration like I told you, put your acceleration up to 83, or you can end up putting it to 86 or 7 and then drop your speed to like an 83, and then you get your attributes back, as that's your choice. But when it comes to playmaking, for the 6'6", you don't even have no really problems when it comes to getting the speed booster. You got an 83. An 83 speed with ball is going to end up giving you that speed booster as well, but you need a 92 ball control to unlock the Trae Young and things like that if you're looking for that, but also that counts towards speed booster as well. You're not going to 93 unless you want killer combos on gold and ankle breaker on Hall of Fame. But if you're someone that's going to do that, it's going to lock up your attributes. But if you're going to play 1v1 on this build, mostly 1v1, hey, you don't got to put your pass accuracy that high. Remember, you're playing 1v1. Who are you passing the ball to? But if you're someone that's going to be using this build all around, you're going to play 1s, 2s, 3s, make sure you put your pass accuracy at least 75. That's the bare minimum I recommend no matter what. But you will see that you'll be able to get 77 pass accuracy once you end up changing a few things on this build. Now you see, I'm going to put an 86 3-pointer on this build so we can get ancient threes on silver, and then we got limitless range on bronze. You do get a lot of more jump shot bases going 86, but also if you want to go 88 and unlock that Kyle Korver jump shot and you want that base, you got to go 88 unless you're going to flip it and do 88 mid-range, put at least like a 78 3-pointer. Now we got a 72 mid-range to get that mini magician on silver. When it comes to the finishing on this build, we're going to have a 75 drive and dunk. Now I would love higher than this, but I would have to sacrifice something. Now we're going to end up having a 40 standing dunk with a 73 layup, and then they got a 53 close shot. Now you get a few finishing badges on this build, nothing crazy, but you can end up getting to the hole easily based on how you end up isoing. Now look, If you're someone that's going to end up going with the 85 steel version of this build and go 87 perimeter, this is what your build is going to look like. You're going to have that 92 ball control, 87 perimeter, 85 steel. You're not going to have a block on this build like I told you earlier. Now you're able to get a 77 acceleration on this build, but when you look at the stamina, now it is 99. And the way this ISO block is set up is basically you're going to be the main ball handler, but you also can be a secondary defender or even main defender if you want to. But the shades of this build, you can get the name two-way three-point shot creator or three-point shot creator based on if you go 91 steel, you get three-point shot creator. If you go 87 perimeter defense, you get two-way three-point shot creator. But for the next build, it is a 6'7", 191 pounds and 6'10" wingspan. It's very similar to the 6'6", but this cannot get a 92 ball control. So if you're someone that wants that Trae Young dribble move, I will recommend you end up using Kemba Walker if you can't get Trae Young. But as of this, we're going 85 for perimeter and steel. Now, if you try to go 91, hey, that's up to you, but I'm telling you, if you want to try to get a block on this build, I prefer go 85. As of the block we're going to go with 78 blocks so we can get anchor on bronze with a 61 interior. Now for the rebound, it's not going to be something crazy. It's going to be simple. We're going 60. We get that rebound chaser on bronze, and we're still gonna get box out beats on bronze when we up the strength. But I already know some of y'all gonna be like, I'm not putting strength on my build. At the most, I might end up putting 50, 55 just so I can get finisher on silver and to be able to get clamps on silver. But anything past that, you already know some of y'all will not even do that. But I do recommend the 71. The reason why that movable force really makes a difference on a build, it really does. It really helps you get more bumpy. But when it comes to the physicals, it's very similar to the last build I showed you, but if you're someone that's not confident in that 75 acceleration, you can up it. Just know in certain categories, you're not gonna be able to get what you're supposed to compared to the video. You might have to go to 86 mid-range or 86 or 84 three-pointer, but that's just small changes that you will have to make, or even lower your driving dunk so you can end up getting those attributes even higher. But look, you got a 91 ball control. At this point, I'm like, it's useless. I don't get handles for days unless I go 99 stamina, but if I sacrifice the 91, I don't get no good dribble moves at 91. If you want handles for days on go, keep that 91 ball control and up your stamina to a 96. That's only if you want it on go, but you gotta really sacrifice your 91 ball control for 88. 88 unlocks the Kobe dribble move, so if you want any Kobe dribble move that you want, go 88. As a pass accuracy, I'm going 70 for right now. But look, when we end up in this post control, this is going to get me unpluckable on go. This is going to come very, very handy. I'm telling you this now. I do not recommend you to play with a build with a silver unpluckable build. Do not do that to yourself. You're going to literally make yourself want to delete the build. I'm going to be honest. Do not do that to yourself. Now for the finishing on this build, you see I got a 75 driving dunk, a 70 layup, and I got a 62 close shot. That's decent. It gets the job done. And then you got a 40 standard dunk, so you can be able to get standard dunks on this build even though you have a 75 driving dunk. Now for the shooting, it's going to be very similar to that 6'6". You're going to have that 86 three-pointer to get that Agent 3s on silver with that 72 mid-range to get Midi Magician on silver. But if you want to change anything, you can. Like, remember I told you, if you're going to use this as an ISO build for the 1v1 court, lower the pass accuracy. Lower the pass accuracy, and you can end up switching the midi and up in the midi to 88 or 86 so you get all the jump shots and do like a 79 three-pointer. It's optional. But you will see in a 6'8 and a 6'9 the way I did it, the reason why I did it that way. But remember I told you earlier in the video, you don't have to do it the exact way I'm showing you. You can just use it as a blueprint and build your own if you want to. But now you end up getting Shades, Alonzo Ball, Gilbert Arenas, and you get that name three-point shot creator. Now remember I told you, if I would have went 87 perimeter, I would have got two-way three-point shot creator. But now we get into the 6'8", we're gonna get into the bigger builds. Now as this build is 6'8", a shooting guard, 187 pounds, 7-foot wingspan, you're gonna see that it's gonna be different from what you've seen. Those builds had Agent 3s on silver. These builds will only have Agent 3s on bronze. Now if you're someone that wants to dedicate themselves to get that Agent 3s on silver, I understand. It makes a big difference this year. But if you're someone that's cool with it, you don't mind taking middies, hey, this build right here is gonna actually open your eyes. We got an 87 perimeter, 85 steel, a 78 block on this build. We might end up upping it to 79 later. I'm gonna show y'all why. We got the 61 interior so we can get anchor on bronze. I'm telling you, having anchor on this build, just having anchor on builds general, it's gonna make a big difference when it comes to contesting shots. That's why I wish the 6'6" could get anchor, but at a point, it's kind of pointless. Now, as having the actual physicals, we got an 84 speed, 75 excel. You can change the excel like I told you. You can go to the 77, you can go to 83, you can go higher than that if you want to. But the vertical is a 60, and I end up making the strength of 72, so you get brick wall. But if you don't care for having brick wall, hey man, just stop with the 71 and you get those attributes somewhere else. Now you got a 97 stamina on this build. Now you'll see for the playmaking, you only get an 85 ball control. 85 ball control is actually good. You get a lot of dribble moves, but you only get unpluckable on silver. Remember what I told you. 92 post control gets you unpluckable on gold. Even though unpluckable on gold is still going to get ripped, at least it's not silver. It's not going to happen every single time. And it's going to lower the chances, even though they do need to fix unpluckable. Now the speed with ball, this is an optional thing. You can go 77 or you can end up maxing it to 79. The pass accuracy, you can go to 70, but if you want to end up going to 75, just mess around with a few things if you want to. But when it comes to the finishing, it's going to be very identical to the other two builds. The 75 driving dunk, so you get the athletics off ones with having that 60 vertical. Then for the layup, we got a 70 layup with a 62 close shot, and then the standing dunk is going to be a 40. If you do want both standing dunk animations, you're going to have to sacrifice something when it comes to using this build. And then when you see the shooting is going to kind of be a little bit different than the other builds. Like I told you, it's going to be the opposite way around. It's not going to be an 86 3-pointer because of the wingspan. We're going to go with an 88 mid-range. You could go 86, but at 88, it makes it way better because you get that Kyle Korver jump shot base. But if you don't care for it, go 86. And then for the 3-pointer, you have a 79 3-pointer. 79 3-pointer definitely gets the job done. You get a lot of great bases just by having an 88 mid-range, so it's not going to really affect you that much just because you have a base and release that you really want compared to having only a 79. You got to struggle for looking for jump shots. And with the comparisons that you get in the shades of this build, you get shades of Jaylen Brown and Mikal Bridges, and they give you the name two-way, 3-level threat. Now this is going to be great. I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna be a tough build to use on the ones, especially if you drop the pass accuracy if you're only a 1v1 player. But when you see this 6'9", oh my god, the 6'9" might be my favorite out of the group. The 6'6" and the 6'9" might be my favorite. As you being 6'9", 185 pounds, 7'3" wingspan, you're gonna see how crazy it gets to be on a 6'9". The only thing on the downfall for a 6'9" is the speed booster. So if you're someone that wants speed booster higher, I do recommend the 6'8". But if you don't care about having speed booster super crazy, you still can get open on this build. I'm gonna tell you this now, the 6'9" definitely might be your wave unless you want speed booster, at least on silver. Now look, 87 perimeter, 85 steal. We're gonna go with the 79 block so you can get the pogo stick and the anchor on bronze with a 65 interior. Now look, we're gonna end up pushing it to 80 if you want to, but hey, 79 definitely get the job done. Gonna go with a 60 rebound so you can be able to get rebound chaser on bronze, but we end up putting a 63 because we might have some leftover attributes. 81 speed, 73 acceleration. Now this is gonna be a big difference when it comes to playing defense and moving around. Now, out of all the other ones, this is the lowest speed that we will have, even though this build is 185 pounds. Now, the wingspan is 7'3". The reason why I put it 7'3", so we can end up getting the blocks and things like that. And you will see this build got a 92 strength, so to get the bronze brick wall and the movable force. But if you don't care about the brick wall, remember what I told you. You can end up dropping it to 71. Now, if you look at the defense and the physicals, this is what it's going to look like. You got the 65 vertical, you got a 99 stamina, and then look, you can go between 79 or 80. It's up to you. It's just an extra attribute based on what you like. You can end up putting that extra attribute on defensive rebound. But when it comes to the dribbling on this build, you only got an 80 ball control. You get a decent amount of dribble moves on this build. But remember, you still have silver unpluckable. That's a no-go. So we're gonna end up going right back to that post control. I told you that 92 post control. Hey, we need that gold unpluckable. The bare minimum is gold unpluckable, and gold unpluckable still gets plucked. So hey, anything goes when it comes to these unpluggables with these steals. Now look, 86 mid-range or 88. Remember what I told you, you can go 86 or 88. It's up to you. But the 3-pointer, you can end up getting a higher 3-pointer. You can get up to an 80 or even 81 3-pointer based on how you do the finishing. Now look, I'm going 79, but you will see at the end I'll end up messing around with it. We're gonna have an 84 driving dunk. 84 driving dunk. Yes, this is the only one I tried the best to end up getting an 84 because I get a 40 standing. Even if I drop it to a 75, I will be able to get an 81 3-pointer, and I end up being able to get a defensive rebound to 70 if I drop it to 75 or 80. Now look, 84 driving dunk, 74 driving layup, 92 post control, 80 3-pointer, 88 mid-range, 75 pass accuracy, 80 ball control, and then the defense is all around on this build. Now with this build, it will be called similar to the other build that you just seen at 6'8", as you get Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Mikal Bridges. Now this is a crazy trio that you get on a 6'9" build like this, and you end up getting a 2-way 3-level threat as well. But in the comment section, let me know down below, which one do you like the most? Do you like the 6'6", the 6'7", the 6'8", or the 6'9"? Me personally, I mess with the 6'6" and the 6'8". Now, hey, y'all gotta just let me know. Hey, I'm gonna end up making one of these builds, but y'all gotta let me know which one y'all rocking out with the most. But if y'all haven't yet, hey man, drop a like on the video, subscribe, turn on notifications if y'all haven't yet, and make sure y'all boys check out these 2 videos on the screen.